Hello and welcome to round 7 of the Reykjavik Open. Things are heating up and I'm delighted on this lovely Sunday to be joined once again by the one and only Mr. Zibbit.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. It's a decent weather now after a windy night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit stormy for a few days. I've been telling this story about the whales that were supposed to be flown to Iceland from China. I told you, by the Cargolux, the Luxembourgish cargo carrier, but it had to be delayed because of the bad weather here in Iceland. I hope my flight will be able to take off normally. I'm always a bit concerned about the storm. But anyway, enough about the weather. Let's get to the chess. And in the chess, things are heating up. With 3 rounds to go, we have a sole leader for the first time, and it's a Constantin Lupulescu from Romania, who's playing a big game today with the black pieces against Aliweza. We'll go to that in a second, but we can already let you know it's a very exciting game. Frozen Edge, the hoops are just for you. And before we go to that game, just to let you know that there have been 4 results already. The main one, of course, a draw on board 2 between Gawain Jones and Hovhannissian. Those are 2 of the 4 pursuers of Lupulescu. The other 2 are Firuza and David Eggleston, who's having a fantastic tournament. Then the other 3 results are Tari Arian beating Vignir Stefansson. The local legend Johan Hjartarson won his game against Daniel Abbas from England. And finally, Dinara Saduakasova from Kazakhstan won her game against Jan Gunter from Slovenia.
Okay. I didn't know that Taria's game finished. It was interesting. It was the French. He sacrificed the queen. Maybe we'll have a quick look after we go through the top boards. But we're going to start on board 1. The big clash between Alireza with white and Constantin Lupulescu with black. And it was a French defense, knight c3 and knight f6, classical. And these are more or less the main moves here: bishop e3, bishop e7. Sort of the modern way to treat this line, which was popularized by computers a lot recently. Castles took on c5 and now queen a5. And this is a move that Sergei Volkov has been playing a lot, and the idea is not to take on c5 with a piece, which looks like a natural move, but to play b6, sacrifice a pawn and go for an attack.
A very aggressive approach.
Yeah, and the most common move here has been bishop b5, which Alireza played. There's only been one move with c takes b6, accepting the sacrifice, when black can probably take both with the a-pawn or the knight, and
looks pretty scary.
Yeah, it will be double-edged. But there are a lot of games with this: bishop b5, knight b4, and a3. And here Constantin took on c5, and this is a piece sacrifice. Not because you can take the piece, because you can't. I will take back, and if you move the knight, I'll take your bishop, and black is doing great.
Wait, what?
If you move the knight?
No, wait, isn't there a mate on a1? Or
No, the knight goes back.
No, but after knight e2.
Yeah, of course. No, yeah. The knight would have to, right. The knight would have to go to b1.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you lose the piece.
I was wondering who of us was the one that wasn't quite awake. We have the answer.
So you would have to take on d7, but then I take on c3. Again, threatening mate on a1, and you take with the queen. Don't take on c3 and d7, which is probably still good, but bishop b4. And we protect this square, and we also have this. So bad news for white. So that's why Alireza took on d7 first. And now he accepted the piece offering. And yeah, the knight has to go to b1, otherwise it's checkmate, as we just found out. Rook fc8, knight d4. A nice square for the knight also. Yeah, preventing b3 and overprotecting c2, and queen a2 comes in. f5. I think we have a few more moves, perhaps?
Yeah, we have a few more moves. After f5, Lupulescu fought for almost half an hour here. We don't use engines during our show, but I did use the engine before we went live, and I had a look at this position after f5. After half an hour thought, he took on f5, but it looked like bishop a4 was very strong, at least at first sight. I didn't delve too deeply.
Yeah, it was a computer suggestion.
But it looks like what happened is also very good for, it looks like Black is doing quite well. But anyway, let's see. So he took on f5, rook hf1 was then played. And now a5, push him baby.
Push him baby.
And knight takes f5, bishop takes, and rook takes. And that is the position on the board.
Okay, so Black is down a piece for just a pawn. But he does have some very aggressive ideas of simply pushing here, which could be hard to meet. And meanwhile, White needs sometimes still to make any threat on the king side.
Yeah, what are you gonna do if I push a4, which looks...
Yeah, it's Black to move, so he can just push
logical.
already. Yeah. Maybe you can take on d5. Still, we'd have to be worried about b3 maybe, even.
b3 and then a3.
Yeah, and if you play c3, I mean...
This seems to be crushing.
Such kinds... Well, this is hanging, but I don't think it matters.
I mean, we're threatening mate, so you don't have time to do anything. That isn't a check. And if you play, let's say, rook d2?
Yeah, let's try rook d2.
I'll take. What if I take with the pawn? And after rook takes bishop a3, but then you can take that, yeah?
Yeah, there's...
That's not enough. I'm giving up a bit too much material.
I mean... Yeah, you mean... We can play this. Takes. We do have rook takes
but
c3.
you take... Yeah, but you can take on b3, yeah?
Oh
Black
yeah, I missed that. Yeah, Black.
b3.
No, we can't. Queen takes rook takes e3. And rook
But
is
even
pinned.
there, if I take on c3... but the bishop is hanging as well. Okay,
yeah, and also we'll check off the rook. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a tough defense for White here, but if anyone can figure it out.
Yeah, Black will have to find some precise moves.
He will have to calculate a lot here.
This will be a very intense game. By the way, I was giving Ingvar a hard time, but one of the reasons that he would understandably be more tired than I am, I had a nice and lovely early night last night on this weekend in Reykjavik, but Ingvar was busy organizing the Blitz tournament. Which was won by Gawain Jones on equal points with Jordan van Foreest.
Yeah, but Jones was at the top of the table the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And won on points. And
then in the chat, Mr. Sabon is saying, yesterday I watched your vlogs, Fiona. I looked like you party from morning to night. I can't be right. I'm actually confused because I had very little party vlogs. I did a lot of vlogs, so I'm not sure which ones you're referring to, but let's say at least this tournament I've been very well behaved.
Yes, indeed.
And in general, you know, I turned 30. I'm getting old. What to do? Last night I was in bed at 9:30 last night, so no more party vlogs. But by the way, for those of you who do watch my vlogs, and Mubot, what a timing by Mubot, he's just posted the links to my vlogs from Reykjavik Open last year. I haven't vlogged since the World Championship.
It was a coincidence. It's a bot, right?
Huh?
Coincidence that it
was it was a real coincidence because there is a command, but nobody used the command. So there will be a vlog from the Reykjavik Open this year, which should be good fun. I watched the videos you sent me last night, which were funny as well, from the bar.
Yeah, I'm sure. Then we'll add some of them, maybe?
Absolutely. Okay, so let's move on. Board 2 was a draw. I don't think we'll have a look at that. Let's go to board 3, where we have one of the big sensations of the tournament, my teammate, Mr. Eggleston. And he is playing black against Niels Guandelius, who after losing to Hovhannisyan is staging a comeback. If he can win today against Aggie, he'll be back in contention.
So it looks like they played the McKenna's variation, e5, 94. This is McKenna's, right? c4, e4. Yeah. Okay,
you're
94.
asking the wrong person.
Knight c6, bishop e5. And in many cases it looks a lot like an Italian if you play d4, but Niels is not playing d4 yet. He puts a knight on d4. Plays d3. And this makes sense because now you can use the d4 square for a piece and maybe try to get a blockade on the c5 square. Try to get a piece here. Maybe play the bishop to e3, and that would be quite nice if you can blockade these pawns and establish a piece on c5. Queen e8, f4, knight to b3, f5, bishop e3, everything as planned. Knight d4, he wants to trade off the knight because it's a nice blockading piece.
The white position just looks so much nicer. I'm not sure, like in terms of evaluation, how big an advantage it is, but to the eye, I mean, black has the bishop pair, but it's doing absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, bishop c5 is incoming, and you have to do something about it. Otherwise, white just is positionally, maybe even positionally winning. So he plays a5. So he wants to meet bishop c5 with a4. But this happened. Bishop c5, a4. Niels took on e7, and he is winning a pawn, right? It's a double pawn, but he's winning a pawn. Bishop back to c5, queen b5, rook a4. So now if black takes, he has to undouble white's pawns. Rook a to b8, but this allows white to play b4 and fortify the bishop. So this seems like a very comfortable advantage, I believe, for Niels. He's up a pawn.
And Niels has just played rook fa1.
Yeah, he has control of the a file. Yeah. He can play rook a7, target this pawn. He can swing back around at some stage and try to do something on the king side. And meanwhile, the bishop is quite passive. Black is lacking counterplay. I think things have gone seriously wrong for Aggie here, and I'd be really surprised if he doesn't lose.
Me too. Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I was gonna add something, but yeah, both of them quick friends of mine. But Niels, it will be good also to see Niels back on the top.
We'd like to see him break 2700
Absolutely.
as well.
I think actually one of the things, I think Wayne yesterday, I checked his live rating and it was 2699.3. So today he will have lost
699.3. Wow!
But today he will have lost maybe a point or two. So he needs a win. Needs a win to cross this mythical 2700 barrier.
So if he wins in the last 2 rounds, it's guaranteed.
Even one win should be enough.
Might be enough, yeah. Yeah, it should be enough. His opponent today was, I mean, he's 26-30. It's almost
he's gonna lose
nothing.
maybe 1 point.
No, maybe not even 1 point.
You know, it's 70-point difference.
Yeah.
Surely
maybe 1 point.
Yeah, I think so.
Maximum.
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, if he wins tomorrow, he might cross 2700. Okay, but okay. Board 4 or?
Board 4, fan favorite, Mr. Andrew Tang, aka Penguin. And that reminds me. That someone said in the chat. Spicy got 58 in Puzzle Rush. Spicy Caterpillar, I believe.
Who's that?
Well, I was wondering too. Is this an anonymous account?
I believe so, yes.
Didn't that break Hikaru's record? Either?
Yes, 58 is the record. I think Hikaru had 55 or 56.
Yeah.
56 probably.
So who is this Caterpillar guy?
That's a good question. I think third was Ali Reza with 50. I think we'll find out why break such a record and not let anyone know about it.
It's a confirmed GM, yeah. I guess this is no surprise. Okay, so apparently...
Somebody knows, chess.com knows.
Spicy Caterpillar apparently broke his own record. I saw he scored 58 this morning, which is insane.
Oh, so he had 56 and then 58?
Yeah.
Wow. Rumors say it's Jeffrey Zhang. I don't know.
I don't think he's... No offense to Jeffrey Zhang, but... I mean, 58 is really insane. It must be like top 10 in like someone very, very, very good. Okay, Andrew Tang. Okay, maybe being quick helps, but still. Anyway,
we'll find out.
Let's see
I'm
how
sure.
Mr. Penguin is
so
getting
Penguin
on.
had the white pieces against the very solid Erlami. We had a Nimso Indian and Queen C2. And if you remember the first round, the young Icelandic player Stefan Bream managed to win against Penguin in this line and said he played it every time, so he managed to prepare in only half an hour for that game for 16 moves. So let's see.
Actually, I'm completely retarded. I mean, you know who didn't cross my mind? Magnus, of course. Someone said Necker thinks
I know,
it's Magnus.
But it would make sense, but I mean, since he's basically playing Bantam Blitzes on chess 24, I find it hard to believe that he wants to do too much on chess.com.
Well, I think the thing is, Magnus is so competitive.
Yeah.
That if there is something like Puzzle Rush out there, he would want to eventually crush everyone.
Yeah, the username usually has like long usernames, like Dr. Liechtenstein, Max Bogues, Spicy Caterpillar. So it's like, there might be a pattern there. I don't know. But once again, we'll find out. So castles, knight f3, d5, and Nimso Indian Yak. Looks a bit like, of course.
We've just crossed 1,400 for the first time.
Nice.
Shout out to every single one of you in the chat.
So queen takes c3, c6. Yeah, typical Erwin, very, very solid. And Andrew goes for h4 here. He's pushing Harry. He wants to make something happen on the king side. And yeah, this is a modern trend to push these h and g pawns in these lines. And he doesn't stop there. He goes g4. So hopefully we'll get an interesting game here. Queen to f4. g5, h5. So black manages to blockade the position a little bit on the king side, but rook h3, g6, e3. So rook h3 was to protect the knight so he can push the queen back. And rook c1, okay, so he's not castling, he's just going to keep the king in the center of the board. And now knight e5. So very ambitious by white, he has a lot of space, but can he hold on to it? Rook to f4, bishop d7, bishop d3, and bishop e8. Yeah, this looks nice, but you don't really have any way to
break.
Yeah, to break. You would have to at some stage sack on h5, but I doubt that will work because it's very easy to run away, and you don't have any real black squared pieces to.
This is the kind of position that's for me very difficult to understand or evaluate or find a plan, or to even know who is better.
Yeah, who is better and why? The eternal question.
But of course, I like your idea of taking on h5. That's the only thing I can say.
That's the brutal idea, plan A. Yeah, I'm not sure how white should continue here, really. You always have to worry about your pawn on e5 at the moment. If black at some stage takes on c4.
I mean, I would quite like, actually, to plant the rook on f6. And then...
Yeah, that's probably why he maneuvered the bishop to e8, so he doesn't have to worry about any bishop takes g6 stuff.
But even so, after rook f6, I'll go queen c2.
No slip. Very subtle. What's your idea? Yeah, okay. Okay, but okay.
And yeah, for the people discussing in the chat, just to end the argument about whether Magnus is really a part owner of Chess24, yes, they announced this maybe a month ago or so. I'm sure you can quite easily find the article on Chess24 explaining how and why this happened.
The merger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't between Magnus personally, it was a merger between Chess24 and Play Magnus app. So yeah, this in this position, white is still thinking after bishop e8. Oh, I just noticed. Penguin is down to only 10 minutes.
Oh.
With 20 moves to go.
So it looks like he was
something to keep an eye on. And he has just
improvising
played
a bit.
A move I do not approve of at all. Queen d4, offering the queen.
You don't like queen trades?
No, I don't like queen trades. And thank you for the link I was talking about. Forget about it. And thank you very much for the bits there, Ulon Kolufid. Once again, I keep buying Inva drinks because all donations and bits we get, we share. And also Hedgehog gifted a sub to Tommy Fukin Shelby. So that's very nice of you. Thank you.
So yeah, I don't think we should be too far away from equal. I mean, white is of course slightly better because of the space, but it's hard to see how you can make much of it really. This will probably be a draw soon or a very long game. That's my prediction.
Yeah, it could, of course, could just simplify at some point.
Should we look at Arjan's game? Because
yeah, let's see how he won so quickly. So we're gonna go to board 13, a game that has already concluded. Arjan Tari against young Vignevatna Stefansson.
Yes, indeed. So Arjan had white, and I noticed this game earlier.
While you talk us through it, I will try and find some exciting games to go to after.
Excellente. Yeah, so it was a winner in French, which Wigner has played from time to time, and also a line that I have played with Queen A5, the so-called Black Queen Blues. So Black's idea is to blockade the queen side, but very often White goes for an aggressive approach here with Queen to G4. Black has two choices, King to F8 or G6. I have played G6 myself. Well, I've played both moves. I've seen Robin van Kampen play this with Black as well, and he preferred King F8 as well. Now H4, this is a typical idea to expand on the king side, and very often the rook enters the game either on F3 or G3, B6. The standard idea for Black to trade off this bad light square bishop, bring it to A6 and exchange it for this guy. H5, here normally you have to play H6, otherwise White will play H6. Now the rook comes out, and it looks scary, but Black usually has enough resources to meet the attack. And here Wigner goes C4. I'm wondering if I think I myself would go knight C6 here. I think that's the move, and the idea is, in many lines, you have this tactic of if the rook comes over here, you can take on E5, and with the pawn pinned here, very sneakily, I won some queens against even international masters in blitz tests. But he played C4, and I'm not sure Black should be closing it here in this position. But let's see, rook G3. Yeah, and that's kind of the reason, because now you have a tough time defending G7. So I think this was already a blunder by Wigner. I could be wrong, but that's my feeling, just my playing feeling from this, not really studying that hard, because now bishop H7, and you're in trouble with the rook, you can't move it because of this. So he ran away with the king, but Arjan took, and now rook G8. And we already have an interesting queen sacrifice. Of course, if you move the queen, I will take your bishop. So Arjan sacks the queen, and his main idea is that Black's pieces are still undeveloped. You're not that much material down, the bishop is still covering the pawn, there's no entry for the queen, and we just want to take the pawn on H6, and I guess queen the pawn on H5. Let's see, queen A5. Trying to get the queen into the game, I guess, but rook F8, king C7. Could take on F7, but there's no rush. I think he's more interested in the H pawn. Now he takes on H6, no rush. And yeah, okay, there were some specifics. First he played knight e2 to cover the c3 pawn. Then, after all this, he played king d1.
Looks like very accurate play from Arian.
Yeah. He played king d1 because if you take immediately, he can take on d4. It's pinned, and if you take with a knight, to take here. So that's why he played king d1. So no rush to take the pawn. And now, after rook h8, only now he takes the pawn. King c8, rook f8 check, takes, and it simply takes too much time for the queen to get into the game. Everything is covered on the queen side. This pawn will decide, or even this one, pick your poison. And just queens, or this one.
Push him, baby.
Push him, baby.
Okay, nice game by Arian Tari.
Unusually fast win, but I think it was a blunder by Vigner's c4 there in the opening.
Yeah. Okay, so one interesting game I found, and it's also been pointed out by Fuxia in the chat, is Jordan van Verrees on board 9 against Kasakoli. And the last move that's on the board is quite a funny one. Apparently, Jordan was winning earlier, but then what did Fuxia say? Where is Fuxia? Jordan overpressed a bit, and now Kasa has a nice idea.
Okay, shall we quickly go over the game?
Very quickly.
I feel like Kasa, he always wants to play an interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun player, and Van Forest goes to d4. And is this what? No, this is not what Aki played, but Aki took on d4.
Yes, and then bishop
the
d4.
nice game that he won, and it was like bishop b4, bishop d2, right?
Yeah, takes, and then I take.
No, he took on e4
f7.
at some stage. Let's see. Bishop d2 he took. This was Aki's game. Bishop takes f7. Where he won a very nice game, but this game followed a different path with e5.
Apparently Kasakoli sometimes streams on Twitch. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I mean, he has. I've seen some videos. He has, like you mentioned, he has a game against
Simon.
Simon, where the trash talking a little bit.
The Outrage Chess Boys. Make sure to give them a follow if you're not doing so already on YouTube, not on Twitch.
So bishop e3, bishop f5, and let's quickly see what happened. This is sort of a standard position for this line. Knight d7, knight h4. I'm
curious because before we went live, I was just scrolling through the games and I saw Jordan's position at some point. I don't even know where. It said +3 or +4, so I thought this will be over soon.
Yeah, this looks very promising.
Something happened, and it must have.
We have a very secure center, which plays against this bishop.
Yeah, and, the white bishop is so much stronger than his counterpart.
Yeah, very easy ideas for a white to push the rook to g3 or h3 and attack. Let's see, queen g5, queen to e2. Now he starts probably to double the rooks. And again, kind of important that you have to have this doubled pawn on the e-file because you're very secure here.
I really wonder where things went wrong because it looks like a position that's difficult to lose control of.
Yeah, big control.
He must have missed some blows, some tactical counter ideas somewhere.
You always have the f-file, you can push the pawns, push him, baby.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder. So he takes with the c pawn because I guess the base of the pawn would be harder to attack, so this is more secure. King d7, rook f6, and this looks like it should be all white here. Yeah. Queen g3, rook c3, queen g5, of course threatening rook takes, and the queen is undefended, so bishop to d8. Now you have to move the bishop, and queen to e6, so he's managed to swing the pin over. Now it's a white who's pinned.
Very interesting. Move, queen e6. So of course the idea is if I take on a6, you'll take on g5, and then the problem is I'm attacking e3 twice, and if e3 drops, d4 is gonna drop. And suddenly black
drop like flies.
Yeah. 1,500 viewers, thank you to every one of you. A new record. Can we make it to
break
2K today, or is that too ambitious? Maybe if Ali Reza plays a really sick game. That's the hope.
It's very exciting. I think we have to check back in on it soon because that's one of the games that could decide the tournament.
Okay, so let me just see if there was anything, if Jordan missed anything Okay, somewhere around after king g7, for some reason the engine says queen f3 and +3 here. In
+3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
maybe
sure.
this queen h3 was a flawed
Black
plan.
then doesn't have any counterplay. I don't know.
But why not?
Jordan will not be happy here at all.
I don't understand why it doesn't just push the h-pawn. It looks like a very natural way to continue here.
Frozen Edge is saying belly dance at 2Ks of it. Zibit, last year we did an after-hours stream on my channel on which...
Belly dances are only for after-hour streams, so we have to find something else. Well, let's find something,
what can we do at 2K?
Let's find something reasonable to do at 2K.
Reasonably crazy.
Yeah.
We'll listen to your suggestions for what to do at 2K. But let's go back. Actually, I wanted to very briefly check in with fan favorite Mr. Aman Hambleton. On board 20, Aman looked a bit tired today.
Yes, he's been looking tired this weekend. Perhaps we'll see why in the Chess Bar vlogs. He has a cameraman here, so I think they're making a
vlog, yeah.
A nice vlog.
So let's go to board 20.
Yeah, it's a bit down. Also, yeah, he didn't have the best
Hjorfa has won his game, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Against Ortega Ruiz. Jose Miguel.
Jose Miguel played the blitz, but Hjorfa didn't, so perhaps he was well rested. No, but he's not well rested. He's moving these days. So yeah. We have another. The opening was interesting. Aman had white. He played the London system yet again, and black accepted here on b2, which looks very risky. But he might have something in mind here. And he played knight d5, c4, and knight takes f4. Aman did think 11 minutes here on c4 and black 70 minutes on knight takes f4. So I guess they're out of preparation at this point. So rook b1 and...
But he took on b2 immediately.
Yeah. Now, of course, Aman can get the perpetual here if he wants. Just play rook a1, rook b1. I don't see any way out of it. Do you? No.
Fuchsia is saying that playing the London system deserves punishment.
Ah, come on.
I'm with her completely.
No. I had a discussion with Aman about this. It's why not play it? I mean, he got a good. I mean, he was winning against Lamy.
I think we should try and go through this game quite quickly, get to the current position, and go back to Alireza.
He takes on a8. So black will most likely win the knight on a8, and then we have two pieces for the rook. So I'm wondering if Aman, how he's doing here. Knight a6, bishop e4.
So the material balance, white has taken rook on a8, but black has a piece and 2 pawns, so from a material point of view, equal.
Yeah.
The question is, will that knight get out?
That's a big question, yeah. Knight c6, he takes. Now bishop, well, it's not so easy just yet. So if you play bishop e7, you're not winning the knight just yet, because your knight will hang here. And if you move this knight, the rook takes a7 is on the cards, and the knight doesn't really have a square. So let's see, king d7. Yeah, that's the last move.
The good news for Aman is that for once he's on the better side of a pressing time situation. Only 4 minutes for black, and 20 moves to go.
Yeah, so I guess Aman has to ponder here if he wants to take on b6. That could be an option. You get 2 pawns immediately. c6 is hanging, and you may be threatening to take on a6, when we have equal material, and white probably should be happy. Yeah. So that's definitely an option, but nothing special, and I think this game will develop slowly.
We'll come back to it. Let's go back to the top clash, Firouzja against Luculescu.
I think we should try to focus a bit on that one. Did he play a4 when we left after rook takes f5?
He did play a4.
And
Alireza responded with bishop d4.
Bishop to d4, trying to fortify.
Actually, we only missed 3 half moves. And now black played a3, and Alireza has been No, actually, Alireza spent over 20 minutes on bishop d4, and Lupulescu played both a4 and a3, which seemed natural. He played both those moves very quickly, and he's now thinking here in this position. No, Alireza is thinking after a3, sorry.
I have to defend the London. Somebody's pissing on my London system.
Why don't you respond in speech?
Don't insult my London system. It's good.
There you go.
So 21 a3 is the last move, and Alireza is, as we can see on the camera, in the tank, as we call it.
Yep. I mean, it's if Lupulescu can win today,
then he's looking really good.
He will be a full point clear of the field unless Eggy can win. And
he would have white next game, so would set himself up pretty nicely.
Okay, so Frozen is asking, can we see Gupta against Prague? We'll do that, but let's try and figure out what is going on here first.
One moment. So, what's the problem here? Well, you're under severe attack.
You're under very severe attack. Okay, let's first figure out what the black threat is.
Okay.
If we could move.
Let's just, of course, white to move. So, do we want to stay and do nothing, or do we want to play? Well, b3 is just, seems like a blunder. I will take, and a2 is incoming, so we can't do that. So what can we do? Can we develop something on the king side? Let's just try a move here. Rook f1.
You know what, Ingvar? I've just used my first cheat card of the day. There's actually only one move that doesn't lose on the spot here, which is kind of insane.
One move that doesn't lose on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he has to defend a bit more. Maybe
I can't explain why.
Okay,
and by the way,
rook
we just on camera we just saw Lupulescu walk by, and he's looking very nice and relaxed. No, no, it's not. What did you say?
Rook f3 just to defend. No. So what is the move?
The move is e6.
Okay.
But do not ask me why. Because, okay, what happens? I just saw the move is d6. I haven't seen any lines, but I just wonder, what if I take it? What has white achieved?
Maybe, well, no, that's a bit drastic. I was thinking rook g5 or something, but may not be necessary. And, but let's just have a look. I'm just wondering if Black might even be able to take on c2.
Move, actually. He played e6.
Played e6, of course he did. These guys, they are like computers. So now it's up to us to try to figure out what's the idea here. Well, he wants to open up for the bishop, but he, of course, f takes e6.
Blitzky in the chat is asking, why is this the only move? I know I said it, but I can't. I just saw that the second, we work without engines, but when I check through the games on Chess24, I can't help but seeing. So I just saw from the corner of my eye that the next white move was -4.
Okay, wow, really?
Maybe someone
Let's try another move, just to see if we can figure things out. I mean, rook f1, for instance. Maybe it's simply a move like... simply or not simply. What if I play just queen b3 and I just want to queen the pawn? What does white even do here? When you can take, but it doesn't help. It only helps black, because now I also have the b file.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking. And if I don't take, I have to make something happen. So maybe, let's say rook takes f7. Yeah, white has to, I guess, find some violent.
Actually,
violent stuff like
I
this.
just checked that the winning move after a move like Rook F1, it's just B3.
B3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looked tempting as well.
Tempting.
Yeah.
At this stage, it's already -7.
Yeah, I guess here.
And yet after C3, and now we can do your idea of moving the queen out of the way.
Queen A1 and then A2.
Yeah, which looks
yeah,
very
now if
funny.
you take, I have bishop takes A3, the knight is pinned. Ouch, town population, Alireza. Yeah, okay, so he found
the only move.
I guess it was like, what do you call it, process of elimination.
Yeah.
If your position is so bad, maybe you just have to find the move that doesn't lose immediately, and
absolutely.
maybe that's the case here. E6. So yeah, looks like
we had a few more results, by the way. Once again, all decisive. Simon Thorhallsson lost to Nikola Djukic, and Gukesh has beaten Espensen. I'm a bit lost for words in the Firouzja position because I'm struggling to understand. It feels like it's a very... I think one of the problems is that most of the positions we look at, it's possible to make general assessments.
Yeah.
But this one is
this
so
is just a
concrete
position,
just
exactly.
Calculation. Should we briefly check in with the game that was requested in the chat, the Indian clash between Pragka and Gupta on board 8?
That looked like looks like an interesting game as well. Let's quickly run through it. It was a Sicilian Najdorf. No, knight c6. Okay, bishop c5, e6. I walked past the game earlier and I saw it was a opposite side castling situation. h4, knight takes d4, queen c7. Or didn't he castle? Bishop e3, h5. So typical Sicilian, black is attacking on the queen side, but hasn't castled yet. Much like Sabino did in his game that he showed us against Justin Sarkar. e5, f5, takes, logical. d5, so yeah, first glance this looks, pretty good for black if he gets in d5. He doesn't have a backward pawn and not a weak square on d5. And now finally he castles. So he feels like the king side is secure. He doesn't really care about this pawn because I guess he will just open things up, sacrifice another pawn, and this bishop will be a monster and will help him to attack. So instead Pragka wanted to attack on his own, played g4. Gupta nonetheless opened the diagonal with e4, g5, bishop to e5, queen takes d5, rook after c8, hitting c2.
It's a little bit reminding of the Firouzja game, actually.
Yeah. So now he sacked, temporarily because he takes on e5, but he has to give up the c2 pawn. But Gupta does not take it. He plays a rook to b5, queen h2, and now b3. Without calculating anything, it looks like the black attack looks much more threatening.
Yeah.
8 takes b3, and
now
a3 I guess.
Was played, and rook b c5.
Rook b to c5. Ouch town. Population Pragka. So let's say white does something, some blank move. I don't even know which one. Let's say g6. Then queen c2. You can't take because of this, and if you go to the corner, I will give you a checkmate. Either queen c1 or queen takes d1. And takes.
This is the flashy way.
Yeah. So what does white do about it?
1,600. We're going up and up.
Oh.
Thank you.
Nice. Let's go up. Operation 2K.
Population Zibidantiunkata. Plus chat.
Yeah, this looks
And it's difficult to even find a move.
Yeah, let's say No, I can't even play this. Queen d2. There's still this you can't take. And now I'll take on d2. And again it's mate. So what option do I have? Maybe.
Meanwhile, just to let you know.
Maybe no. Huh?
Just to let you know, in the top game after e6, Lupulescu found the best move f6, and we'll soon come back and focus mostly on board 1, because Alireza, I just realized now, is under 8 minutes with 18 moves to go.
Wow. So maybe just protect the back rank, but still that looks very unappealing.
Ben Pump is saying, Fjonkata, you need to get Ingvar into streaming. Well, Ingvar used to stream, but he hasn't been very active
I'll
lately.
be back. I have some problem. I could explain it, but
he'll be back.
I'll be back soon.
He'll be back.
Some connection problems.
So yeah, this one looks.
This looks just over.
Game over.
I'm gonna take on a3.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you do nothing, let's do nothing. Checkmate. And even if you play here to block the second rank, I still take, and I'll play b2, and I give you mate. Double check, double attack.
Yeah.
So I am.
Okay, the moves are coming in now. We can see on the camera the move range. So I suggest we just catch up on board 1, see what the guys have been up to.
So we think Gupta has the upper hand against his compatriot, the young Pragnananda. So we're going back to board 1.
So yeah, so here after e6, Black responded, as I just pointed out, with f6.
Yeah. Just
closing up everything.
Yeah, maybe this could prove tricky in some lines. Maybe, I don't know. Because at least White has some chances to open things up, to attack g7 or something, but he elects to keep it closed with f6, which is probably the more sensible choice. And now White needs to find a move here. So like we mentioned earlier, Queen b3 is a move, and b3 is definitely a move. And in both cases,
well, Queen d3 was played.
Queen b3 already, yeah. So he's
no, Queen d3 for White.
Queen d3, okay, yeah. Yeah, White to move, of course. So this at least prevents Queen b3, but it does not prevent b3.
And we have Rock Solid in the chat with us, who just says b3. b3 looks
tempting.
Yes, looks very tempting.
And just like in the line we looked at, if c3, probably Queen a1 when a2 is incoming. But do we have things better covered here? Bishop takes King d2, and we're not immediately losing. I mean, we could give a check, but...
Wait, did we, after c3, did we miss a mate? c3, Queen b2.
Yes, we did miss mid1, that's true. That's usually a big threat. Okay, so b3, yeah, wow, very strong. Yeah, we blocked the bishop, so... Once we play bishop d4, it feels like we never have to worry about the mate here, but what do we do then? Rook takes c2 is a threat.
Someone, Sasha Barilovic is saying Rook f2 and Black doesn't have Bishop g5 as f6 blocks
f6 block the bishop, that's an important detail. I'm here for the missed mates in 1 already. Clip it. Rook f2. What if you then go for the idea of Queen a1? But can I now take? No. No. If I take now, then I still think bishop takes a3. King d2, rook takes c2, even b takes c2.
Yeah, and if
well, b takes c2, we hang the queen. Yeah. So.
But I feel let's go back to rook f2. It feels like there should be something.
No, but this looks very threatening. I think there might be something even stronger.
Okay, but then what do you do after b takes a3?
I take. And
just go back.
You mean that I can maybe take on c2 with the queen in case of rook takes c2. But then I take on d4. Yeah. And f2 hangs. Still, well, black is up a pawn.
Yeah.
This looks pretty.
And b3 is on the board.
Yeah.
b3 is on the board, and Alireza only has 7.5 minutes to find a defense. If you look at him on the camera, he looks. Oh, wait, but he's played a move already. I'm so confused.
No, b3 was the last move, I guess.
And rook f2 is in, yeah.
So this is the current position. I mean, let's keep looking at this line, queen a1. White has no threats on the king side, it seems. So all we have to do is deal with this one, a2. Can we play c3 now? No, I don't like it. The idea was that we... no, it's just bad.
I cracked and I cheated.
Why are you cheating, Fiona? Is it so tempting?
Yes, because I want to know what's going on. Queen a1 is actually losing for black.
It's losing for black?
Yeah.
Because of?
I think because of the line we actually just looked at.
B takes a3?
Yeah.
Bishop takes a3?
Yeah, king d2.
Rook takes c2?
Yeah.
And something like king e3 maybe there?
King e1 even stronger, but king e3 also winning.
And then you'd have to move the queen all of a sudden, and you're not threatening the queen anything, and we're still up a piece.
Which is...
Okay.
Insanity.
So finally some potential positive news for Alireza fans.
And Lotto Chess is asking, what move is it? Have they reached the time control already?
No.
They are very, very far from reaching the time
23.
control. 24 after rook f4, yeah. So 17 moves to make for Lupulescu. But he has 27 minutes. Alireza, though, only has 7 minutes with 17 moves to go. Move by Move is saying, how can you leave the board when you have 8 minutes for the next 16 moves? Which is a good point.
Who left? Alireza?
Yeah.
No, but if he has to go to the bathroom, you have to go now.
Oh, we're edging in on 17k.
Hello to Frank Rutten, okay.
Yes.
My phone.
Long time subscriber of mine. Good to see you, Frank. So yeah, that's surprising to see Alireza leave the board, but then again, as Lukatis is pointing out, you don't need a board to calculate. I don't think he's too far away.
No, and especially if you need to go to the toilet, you have to go now.
Yeah.
You will not have time when you're in time trouble, like under 5 minutes. So yeah, we finally found some good news. So we need to find another move for black. Queen a1, b takes a3. And this might,
17k. Here we go. 3 more. 3 more K. Can we do it? I mean, to be fair, this is quite the game between Firouzja, who is back at the board, by the way, and Lupulescu.
So this would not work for black, it seems. We have everything under control. So if you play queen e1, we have
not
to take
17k,
here.
sorry, 1.7k.
Yeah, 17k, 17,000. So
getting a bit ahead of myself. Yeah. Don't don't count the chicken before they hatch.
This one again?
Yeah, this one again.
No, this doesn't work. So we'd have to take with the rook, but it doesn't work. Okay. So what does black do then? So we just found out that, well, it seems that queen e1 doesn't fully work and white should defend there. So what can black do instead?
I mean, at least now I understand why this e6 move was played. I still don't understand fully why black couldn't take, but I guess there is an answer to that. But now at least I see that it's nice that the bishop is blocked out and cannot come to
this is
g5.
A nice detail for white, that you can't play this. So if you go even go back, takes e6.
We have a
still don't understand.
Suggestion from Majdi, rook a4. With the idea, I guess, of hitting maybe the bishop in some lines, or maybe threatening to double on c4.
Yeah, that's one of the doubling.
We're joined in the chat by the Yellow Dragoon, aka Henry FM Lee. It's good to see you, Henry. Help us out solve the positions. Henry is also a streamer, so do follow the Yellow Dragoon. We're gonna have a special FM celebration chat on my stream at some point. And apparently Hikaru said recently that he considers Firouzja to be the fastest calculator equal to himself. I don't know if that's exactly what he said. Maybe it was more about online bullet, but yeah, Firouzja, especially considering his young age, he's a machine.
Yeah, he did break the bullet record on ICC, but it was in hyper bullet, which is the same rating.
I think he also broke the record on chess.com actually.
Yeah, did I say elite chess?
You said ICC.
Oh, well, I meant chess.com.
Okay, I was very surprised he would be playing on ICC. I was like, oh, that's quite old school.
Yeah, that's definitely old school. So let's see.
But okay, so Alaruyaka is saying rook a4 is, with the idea of taking on d4, but even if you take on d4, then no. Even if you take on d4, then what?
Yeah, let's just give black the move again.
The Yellow Dragoon is saying, what is this position? It's madness, Henry.
Yeah, I mean, rook takes d4 isn't threat really. I mean, what, and then what? I don't see it. I mean, maybe we're just trying to double. That seems like a logical plan. Logical. Because white isn't doing anything yet on the king side. So it looks very scary. And white always needs to find a move. And it's not apparent what white's plan is, so.
I think it's very likely that even Lupulescu will burn quite a bit of time, and I think there's a very high chance that this one will be decided in a time scramble. And I think it's a game where, okay, Lupulescu is probably in control according to the evaluation at the moment, but it's a game where all three results are very possible. Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't find the way through, he's done a piece.
Apparently Firouzja was just yawning. He's already got it all figured out.
So let's see, let's say I go bishop c3, just trying to fortify my position. And then I might even think about if this, can I take on b3 now? Looks starchy, but I think it might just hold. It's very dodgy though, because d4 could be coming here if I play rook c2. And if I take on d5, maybe I take on b2. So it's very complicated.
Shall we very quickly switch to board 3 and then come back to this one in a minute?
See what he does.
Someone in the chat said recently Niels Grandelius is winning, so let's see how second seed Niels Grandelius is getting on against Eggleston. We'll just quickly catch up on what we missed there. I think I'll give you the moves, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody saying bishop b2 mate, but where? Like rook a4, bishop c3, rook c4. The rook is covering b2, so there's no mate. Okay, so we're going to Aggi's game. But
and we had 2 results come in on the top 10 boards. Once again, both decisive. Tigran Petrosian beating Dagro Ragnarsson, and Parligras beating Stefansson.
Okay, really? Yeah, so...
This is not in yet, but it's...
Slowing down.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to board 3.
Board 3?
Yeah.
Really quickly, but it looked very tempting. Very promising for Niels. Let's just get the updated board and find we left it here at the rook f to a1 when we felt that white could at some stage start penetrating, and it looks like he's trying to do that. Queen a4, queen back to a1. Well, it doesn't really have to, make a decision just yet, so he's temporizing. Feels like maybe, in some lines you need the queen to swing over to the king side. And that's exactly what happened here. And bishop b6. Of course you can't. This should end in mate somehow here. The queen will introduce herself pretty quickly here, and it should be game over. I mean, your pieces are just paralyzed here on the back rank. So, this is the current position? Or?
This is the current position, yes.
So let's say we try rook to e7, but still, it's only defending. Maybe now the queen comes even here. And white is already up a pawn, so maybe we could go for the endgame. If we win c7 and d4. Although I have a feeling that Niels would like to
find a cleaner
finish this off in the middle game.
Queen h4 is one suggestion. No, wait, queen h4. Now you already have that.
So Ben Pump is asking who is Stefansson. Both of the Stefanssons lost. Vicky, your friend, lost, and Hannes, he lost as well. Unfortunately, looks like we're not going to have a good day for the home team. Well, Hjörvar did win though, and Johan. So.
By the way, welcome Frank Rutten. He's been a long time subscriber. He's my latest mod. And actually last night Anton Squared Me was telling me, poor Ingvar isn't even a mod. So I'm gonna now, this very second mod you, my dear Zibit. Zibit64 is now a moderator of this channel.
Thank you.
But you better behave.
Yes, I will. No belly dancing until after dark.
Oh, so much chicken pie. Hello, Mike. Long time
no
see.
Fifi.
Hello, Fifi.
Isn't that what?
Fifi and Coco.
Fifi. Yes, here we have
Can we
Fifi.
ban Zibit now? Now it won't be so easy to ban him now that he's been modded, I think. You'll have a nice sword besides your name.
Yeah, I like it. I want to test it out. My first. Wow.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice sword, Zibit. I like the Monster Hunter Unite goes mad with power. This might very well happen. I'll have to keep Ingvar under control. Is Torfinsson versus Bream on the live boards? Asks Ben Pump. It's just off. 3 boards off.
Yeah, slightly off.
Unfortunately.
After a good start, yes, he has cooled down a little bit, but he'll be back.
Yeah. So Aggie is still thinking.
Yeah, he's just busted.
Also, Lupulescu is still thinking. So let's see if we can check out something else. Yeah. And maybe a quick look at Andrew Tang again on board 4.
Yes.
Quick update.
Good idea.
Because they have now a rook ending. And let's just download.
Let's just download the game.
Because they are now in a rook ending where black is 1 pawn up. Let's wait until you see the position.
Yeah, you don't want to go into the rook endgame against Irvin. Come on.
No, we really don't.
Rook c4. And
by the way, Fuchsia is saying rook a4 has just been played by Lupulescu.
okay. So maybe a quick evaluation of Irvin's position. He is, yeah, like you said, he's up a pawn currently. And I'm more,
yeah, the thing is, of course, white can take at the pawn on c5.
Yeah, he can equalize the pawns, but
I can take on g5, but I probably don't even need to do that because you can't defend it anyway. I'll probably just start pushing.
Yeah, I'll start pushing.
And then I'll take, and then I'll go behind the pawn, and this.
Yeah, because you have to get the rook back at some stage. Like Fiona said, you take the pawn, and yeah, even just get the rook behind, you have to go here and get the rook passive. And then I'll probably, or even now, play g5, undermine your pawns. And oops, I clicked away there. And play king g6, and I'm starting to collect the pawns here. They look quite weak. And meanwhile, this job is doing a great job. This pawn is doing a great job of controlling these pawns. So probably a promising endgame for Irvin.
Breaking news in the chat from 64 Hartza. Alexandra Botas won her game against Mike McDonald. I think she might have been.
Mike, isn't he?
He's
like
Canadian as well.
2200 or
1700.
1700. Okay,
close.
Okay, close.
Enough.
It's close enough. I mean, relatively close.
But yeah,
I think. Hype Alexandra. No.
And Hedgehog has gifted the tiers once up 2 hearts. Thank you very much for that.
Mike McDonald is a famous poker player. Is he?
Then he's the guy who Dan Smith is here with.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of famous poker players here.
Shout out to Mike McDonald. Apparently, big name.
I got a good picture of Dan Smith yesterday in the Blitz, where he was winning against Stefan Bergson. And he had this king out on c6, and he had like this big smirk. Yes,
nice.
I'm winning.
Actually,
yes.
he had a funny story on Twitter the other day. He said that his opponent tried to get a read out of him, to see if this was prepared or if it was. And it's like, I mean, I think most people here probably won't know who Dan Smith is. Very famous poker and famous and successful poker player. But as his opponent, if you don't know him, I mean, good luck getting a read out of him.
Exactly.
Frozen Edge is saying famous streamers, famous chess players, famous poker players, and infamous belly dancers. Reykjavik is
I'll do anything I can to get in.
It's absolutely the place to be.
You have to do what you can to get in there, you know?
Get in the mix. Okay, let's go back to board 1 because things are heating up. Rook a4 and c3 is on the board. Alireza down to 6 minutes.
So we're going back to Alireza.
Yes, let's.
I agree.
I think we should probably stick with that until.
And one nugget of information: there are no famous world champions buried in Reykjavik because Fischer is buried in near the town of Selfoss. Although it's not that far away from Reykjavik, it's only about a 45-minute drive to the grave, I believe.
And apparently, for all your Alexandra Botas fans out there, she has apparently just announced that she will be streaming today and showing her game. So that will be fun to follow.
So, c3 has been played?
c3 has been played, yes.
We're trying to find a way to fortify.
Black is thinking.
What about Queen a1 is always an idea, so what if we play it now? Now we have blocked the bishop, so maybe this is a threat right now.
There's a question in the chat from Rock Solid. Can black play rook takes d4?
c3 and play rook takes d4. Okay, but what's the continuation? Queen takes. I mean, c takes, rook takes. We don't worry about that. The only thing we'd have to worry about, I guess, is queen to a1. But even there...
Apparently bishop c5 after rook d4.
Ah, yeah, of course.
And then queen a1.
Okay, let's see. Can I play queen takes d5? And the idea is if you take the rook, I play e7. And you lose. Well, I don't even need this. I can play queen d8 immediately. And takes.
Yeah, checkmate is the end of the game.
So bishop c5.
e3, people are saying. Bishop e3, where?
Yes, but okay. Rook d2. I mean, you're down a whole rook.
But now I can take
there's a mate on
checkmate.
b2. Yeah.
Checkmate.
I need to stop hanging the goddamn mate on b2.
But now I'll again take on b2
You'll
and take on b1 and take everything.
You'll take everything.
Yeah.
You're so greedy.
Now I'll take on d2.
I'm still up material.
Oh, we're 3 viewers away from 1.8. 3, can we do it?
Oh, we're getting up to 1.8?
Yes.
And still no suggestions for what to do
But
at 2K?
Anna Rudolph has just started streaming, so trying to steal our viewers. Bad Anna.
Okay, this is, I mean, black will definitely have to look at this because it's a very forcing line. Bishop c5.
I didn't see it, but apparently someone in the chat
Bishop
saw
e3.
1.8.
So knight d2 and rook after d2 both get made into one. So we'd have to play rook d to d2. We can also take with a pawn. I'm not sure which is better. Let's try the pawn now, and queen jack, king here. And now we'd have to not get mated. So let's play. What should we play? Looks like white is okay here at first glance. Rook, this one.
Good point by Majdi. The position is too hard for black. No, it's too hard, so black can also lose this. Absolutely. I think all 3 resolves. And Frozen is just informing us that Pragnananda has resigned his game against Abhijit
was
Gupta.
Just lost. So, okay, this is fun to look at and
a draw on board 10 between.
Draw? What? Is that allowed?
No, we should punish them. A draw between Libisevsky and Potkin on board 10.
Of course, rook takes d4 is an idea, but looks like we don't necessarily need it. But what else do we have? The thing with a move like a takes b2 is we just play king d2, and we kind of keep a nice blockade on the queen side. I don't see how black breaks through here. And if we can do that, then the piece will start to count. So did we look at queen a1? We didn't have a response here. Let's say queen a1. And a quick look. Wow, 2 minutes for our... No, I have a wrong game.
But still, the time situation is very critical. No, rook d4 is on the
10 minutes
board.
for Lupulescu, and he took on d4. Alireza took immediately. So we're not leaving this game.
No.
No way. Rook takes d4, queen takes d4. Oh, snap.
I mean, this could very well not just be game of the round, but of the tournament.
Yeah.
If this works.
So what will he do now?
What now? Okay, bishop c5 looks logical though. I mean, the idea also that we want to eventually bring it into e3 or somewhere.
Yeah, I think, let's say if we go back, I'm wondering if I can do something like this. And can I take this? No. I thought, okay, I miscalculated.
And bishop c5 is on the board.
Wow.
Wow.
So queen takes d5 looks critical, but we had to look at that. But we're also trying to figure out if white just plays more passively.
Ali WWW is saying queen d3 needs to be played. I don't know.
Queen d3, then I take on
true.
f2. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. But what's wrong with queen d2?
So much chicken pie is saying, could there be a sack on c3? I'm not sure in which.
I was trying to make it work, especially here, but rook takes, it's pinned, you can't take with a pawn.
And for those people, yeah, you can't. Sorry, you can't see the time situation. The time situation is 5.5 minutes for white, who's thinking, and 9 minutes 40 for black.
My idea was this, but knight b1 seems to have everything under control. Well, this might, but this is just so crazy. I mean, what the hell is going on?
This should be, but
yeah, this should be,
could be.
This pawn surely saves the day, or does it even? The king goes this pawn, so we might be able to just trade queens at some stage and play a2.
Can I play a2? Can I play a2 immediately?
It's white to move, of course. So you want to play king f1, or because we're wondering if. Well, now I take with the king. We don't have to do that. So.
Yes. Apologies.
This is super complicated. Queen d2, queen takes, a2.
I mean, if
king c3, okay, that doesn't work.
If Lupulevsky wins, and it's a big if, we'll have to get him into the studio.
This maybe wins. Now I can trade queens, because b2 is coming next, and the king just covers the pawn. Shite.
Craziness.
Somebody, do we have any?
Okay, so bishop c5, time is ticking. Aliweza is under 4 minutes.
So this, okay, rook takes c3. King d2, no, I don't believe that's an option, really. Here I would probably just take rook c2 check and a2 next. Should be enough. So knight takes c3 should be forced, and then I want to give
He's about to make a move. He hovered over the piece, but
yeah, I didn't check this one out, of course. a2. But there's wow, queen f5 maybe defense. Yeah, this defense. Okay, this shuts this line down. Okay, so this line doesn't work. So what happens then if the queen goes back? That's a big question. So queen takes d5 or queen d2. He's still thinking.
But the time is ticking under 3 minutes, 2 minutes 45 for Aliweza. Where is he gonna retreat the queen?
Retreat or take on d5? That's a choice. And you have to calculate this in just a few minutes.
I mean, and also let's remind you, even after, so Aliweza still has 14 moves to make, 2.5 minutes on the clock. And Lupulescu, if you look at his body language, he looks
reasonably, relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm more tempted to play queen takes d5 because, I don't know, because of, the counter chances with e7 check on the back rank, and bishop e3 seemed to, I mean, we didn't find a win yet after rook d to d2. Queen takes b2.
And there we go, queen d2 is on the board.
You played queen d2, okay. We didn't find like a clear one. This looks super dangerous, but white also has threats. Unless we can just make luft and push the pawns. Oh, but then rook takes, and the queen is well placed. Oh, there's too many options. Rook takes c3 as well. I mean, it's just super headache to figure out.
Apparently, queen d2 is a blunder, but why? $1,900, 100 to go. 100 to go. Call your moms, your dads, your grannies.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because we come for everybody.
Okay, so queen d2. Okay, let's just, what are our options? Is queen a1, Okay, bishop f2 we looked at.
Yeah.
Can we take on b2?
And then on f2? Because we can never take on a2.
Yeah.
Loses a piece. Yeah, this could be like an easy solution. Now bishop e3 is a threat. How do we meet it? I don't know.
Wayne Jones is still in the playing hall. He was there just checking out the game, although his own game finished a couple of hours ago.
Black is already not down material here, so
and the attack is still going.
Yeah. I mean, this is like forced. He can play 8 takes b2. We have no other moves than queen takes b2. Bishop takes f2. What's his idea here? Rook takes d5. Trying to survive.
But bishop check.
Yes, 92.
92.
And maybe we survive this, or do we?
I would love to at some point. Okay, I would love to take on c3 at some point. The problem is you're gonna mate me if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Queen takes b2. Yeah, bishop f2, which is what we're looking at. Okay, no, this is too much. Let's go back a few moves. Okay, so this. Let's see, do we have moves? Yeah, queen d2, black is still thinking. Black is now under 7 minutes. So things are really, really heating up. But I like a takes b2. I mean, at least let's get our material back for starters and then we can figure it out.
Yeah, so surely you must take on d5, otherwise black has d4 as well. So.
And do we have anything good? Does bishop e3 do any? I know this is what we already
looked at.
Yeah,
this is what we looked at. I don't see any.
No. Okay, so let's go just back to after rook d5.
Rook takes d5.
Queen a1 followed by. No, this is a suggestion for the current position.
Okay, this might not be too bad actually for white.
Yeah.
But what about, let's try other moves, like somebody suggesting queen a1 here. When of course if you take, you are just busted. I think we even have rook takes c3 here. And we win the queen. Which we were already winning, but it's okay. It's okay. But here, earlier I was thinking maybe queen takes d5 here.
He took on f2 immediately.
He took on f2. Okay. Queen takes, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what we looked at earlier with rook takes c3 was. Did that not work?
And force a draw is saying blue the win, blue the win. So let me just very quickly, since the players are down on time, we'll go back and do something we don't usually do and just show the winning line. The winning line was indeed taking on b2. Queen takes, so we had that right. Bishop takes f2.
Yes.
And the point is that after the rook takes d5, you just go back. Oh,
queen somewhere back.
there's a few winning moves. Bishop e3 is winning, rook b8 is winning, and bishop c5 are all winning moves. So apparently, yeah, I think just equal material and
black is just better.
And black is just better, but probably.
I still don't see it. I mean.
Plus bishop e3 says +4.
Yeah.
Which is huge. So
maybe
bishop e3.
Maybe it's just that.
Bishop e3, knight d2, and then rook b8.
Yeah, because white can never do anything about this setup here, so he can't untangle. So maybe black can just slowly but surely rub it in. Maybe just play king f8 and pick up the pawn with the king, because he can't move anything.
Crazy.
That could be like.
Yeah. Study like.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's stick with the game. So apparently this was a win after taking on f2. Of course, Alireza has recaptured.
And we were trying to make.
is thinking now.
Yeah, we tried to make rook takes c3 work earlier. I don't think it worked, because knight takes, queen a1. I think we just play knight b1. Yeah, and this we had, and it's no more threats. So rook takes c3 doesn't work, so we need the move here for black.
Yeah.
But which one? Yeah, because a takes b2, you get basically the same position, but with an extra piece for black.
Yeah.
So maybe he just
very weird.
Has botched it up.
Very weird move, bishop f2. But what is also weird is that Aliweza spent 1 minute on recapturing, and when he only had 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I think he spent it because he must have dismissed the move. Like, okay, you do this and blah blah. So he's trying to find if he missed something or if there's a point, but doesn't seem to be.
Bizarre.
So now, okay, what about
Queen a1? He has just played.
He has played it, okay. Yeah. So we're threatening a2. Let's see if I take. Is that a problem? No, well, the knight is pinned, so yeah, it's a problem. So king d2.
This must be
rook d2, yeah.
Rook c2, game over.
This should be game over, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So queen a1. But do we have? Yeah, but we always have queen f5, so maybe it's not a big deal. Can I now take on d5? If you take on b2, I take, and there's no action jackson on. Well, actually, is there some action jackson here? I
was wondering about this exact move.
But I'm getting mated on the back rank, so I don't have time for a2. So let's try b2.
But b2, king b2, and I don't even have a check. Yeah. King d2, I mean. So.
Yeah, king d2.
I mean, king c2 is also probably both.
Yeah, they should both be okay. Because now there's a back rank
your
issue.
Queen looks pretty silly now on a1 suddenly.
Okay. So this
and David Hjertason is in the chat with us. Hello, David. David.
David,
yes, and he's saying Lupulescu must have missed something, probably queen f5 variation, which leads to an equal
now
position.
Rook takes d5. Again, rook takes c3 doesn't seem to work because of the back rank issues. a2, I'm thinking and doesn't work as well.
And apparently Aliweza has blundered.
No.
Big blunder, apparently, according to the chat. So after queen a1, he played e7, and a2 is on the board.
Queen a1, he played e7. a2. He has to play queen f5.
But queen f5, do we now have take on c3? And b2?
Oops. b2. And aren't we still defending?
Yes, you are. I mean, there must be another win.
Yeah.
There must be something here.
Maybe it's not a blunder. Maybe the evaluation sometimes jumps.
No, I see it. It says -24.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
But I haven't checked. I haven't seen the line, just the evaluation. And look at the crowd looking on, and Mr. Chesbrough is there, Roman.
Yeah, of course. What's wrong with us? We just
he's about to queen.
And then we queen. Queen, mate. It's mate.
So Aliweza played e8 queen, and rook takes, which will just buy him a little bit more time, and now he's gone queen f5.
Okay, so maybe this also works in case of we had rook takes d5 earlier. a2. No, but then you're not mated. That's the difference. Now if I take and make the queen the same line, now I don't have a rook on d1, so I'm not getting mated. So e7 was a blunder because of this, because you don't have this square. Wow. So he played e7, a2, and he queened to buy some time, and queen f5. Yeah. But now, yeah, now it looks completely different. I mean, black can even just take on b1 and play rook e2. It should be, well, let's not be, so even this.
By the way, clock times 4.5 minutes for Lupulescu, under a minute for Aliweza, just under a minute. And David Kjartansson is saying Firuza's body language says it all, and I kind of agree.
I mean, there could be something stronger, and probably is, but This looks, you know, just one way not to lose the game at least. Yeah. So Lupulescu thinking still.
Yeah, he is thinking after Queen F5. Okay, so can we end this game?
Immediately.
Apparently, I'm the Galaxy is saying mate in 13, which I doubt we will find. And Sasha Barilovic, and we have a move on the board, and he played d4.
Yeah.
D.
Now if you take with the rook, I give you a, oops, that's not the rook. Now if I take with the rook, I give you a check. And you move the king and make a queen.
And just before d4 appeared, Hearts are saying d4 is the good move, but hard to see. So I guess he got some engine help, and it's very impressive that Lupulescu found it, and he's now looking.
Yeah, so this would be winning.
Like, this is game over.
Of course, he takes d4, rook 2. No, there's no rook c8.
We crossed 2K.
Really?
2K.
Wow.
Thank you, people.
2001.
And we have a handshake just in time. 2K high handshake. What a game by Konstantin Lupulescu. I will try and go and see if he wants to join us on the show, because
let's do that.
This was incredible. Hello, Joey. Haunted Singh.
Complicated game. And it looks like, I mean, we don't have the computer, but this looks like a critical mistake, e7 after queen a1, e7. So maybe this is still winning, but rook takes d5. I don't see anything other than a2. And then queen f5. And now we don't have the same problem as earlier. And maybe this just not only holds on for white, but gives him chances, because once we take on b1, it's white who's up a pawn. And you still have to deal with this, so not sure what black even does here. So that was a costly mistake by Ali Reza, but a fantastic result for Lupulescu, who might not get a big lead, probably a 1-point lead. He moved to 6.5. Yeah. And Gawain and Hovhannisyan only have 5.5. Yeah, he's going to get a 1-point lead with 2 rounds to go, and white, the white pieces in the penultimate round. So looking very good for Lupulescu. But a very, very interesting and tense game. But Ali Reza will be very, very upset if it turns out that rook takes d5 was okay for him. But maybe since we spent so much time on this one, we should see what's happening in other games. And I think Fiona is trying to get Lupulescu. Hopefully he will join the show. Maybe a quick look at board 3, where Grandelius is trying to move to 5.5 to at least be within striking distance of Lupulescu. We left it after bishop to b6, rook to e7, queen to h4. We already analyzed this, and it looked quite good for white. Queen to e8. You can take on c7, but Niels prefers to keep the tension, not go there immediately. Queen g6, of course, threatening mate, so we have to do something about that. g3. Now he moves the rook, and now finally he takes on c7. And yeah, just a small tactical operation here. Queen d8 check wins the rook back. And do we have more even? I don't think so. So we just take the rook, and we're up 2 pawns. And this one is dropping as well. So Aggie at least tried to go for counterplay, rook a8, trying to keep some things alive, but rook a7, rook e8, and now Niels, looking quite calm there with his water, is about to reach the time control with his next move. and you should be quite safe. He has 1 minute left, but okay, yeah, he made the move. He just took on d4. He's up 3 pawns. He's threatening e6 to take on g7. And it's tough for Eki to activate his pieces, so I have a feeling that this game will not last very long after the time control. So Eki now has to reach the time control. He has 3 minutes, but not looking great for Fiona's teammate there. Meanwhile, perhaps board 4 was more interesting. At least last time we looked, we thought Erwin Lamy was etching out the rook endgame. Let's just download that game. Yeah. So we had this board 4. Yeah, maybe it just finished. I don't have it finished on my. The camera on board 4 seems to indicate that the game's over. Let's just see the moves. We had this position: rook takes e5, h4, king e2, rook takes g5, rook c4, and h3. And maybe he just resigned. That's quite possible because you don't have time to defend the e-pawn. And if you go rook h4, I go rook h5. Takes. You need the king to cover, but I'm just going to pick up your pawn here. And again, you can do nothing here. So yeah, it looks like Lamy has won then as well. Okay. Okay. So we're just going to take a short break while we set up Lupulescu to show us the game, and then we'll be right back. Hello, and we're back, and we're joined by Constantin Lupulescu from Romania. Fantastic win for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, the tournament is starting to look very good for you now, and it looks like you will be leading by 1 point after this game.
Yeah.
You also played in the official random. You did okay there.
Yeah.
Fourth place.
Yeah.
So, are you enjoying Iceland so far?
Yeah, it's very nice.
First visit? Or did you play
I've played the European. Also, I did well there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
So
I've seen you do very well with Romania.
Yeah.
On board one. So, and of course, joined by Lupulescu and with Emilian, and you know Lami maybe. She's originally
of course.
Romanian. So some nice Romanians here.
Yeah.
But we have to look at this game. It was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was crazy game. Actually, this variation is very dangerous for black.
Yeah.
I think somewhere I could have played better because it looked very double-edged at some point. I mean, this
looked like too much.
Total crazy. Yeah. Yes, and I don't know. So.
Okay, all this is just standard.
Yeah, it's standard. Okay, this it's Queen A5. It's a bit tricky, because I cannot really go B6 immediately, so I'm waiting for him to long castle. Yeah. Of course, he has many options. This is the most principal long castle. B6, bishop B5. Okay, if he takes on B6, say B6.
Yeah, seems like not many people want to do that.
Yeah. So okay, bishop B5, it's normal.
Yeah.
Knight B4, A3, and now okay, BC5. I think the most correct is King B1.
Okay.
And then either A6, either King Rook B8. Okay, usually there's some, it will be some endgame with extra pawn for white, but I think black has a lot of compensation. But for some reason, okay, many players strong players couldn't believe this. It's really, I mean, full compensation for white, which it is. Okay. So many of them, I think, even Ivans Šarić lost quickly with white at some point. Okay. So bishop d7, a b4, c b4, knight b1, rook f8, knight d4, queen a2. I knew so far. Okay. For example, if instead of knight d4 he plays f5, this bishop. I just put the moves. Yeah. So just f5, then bishop a4, and just knight d4 and rook c2.
Oh, you can play that?
Yeah, knight c2, rook c8, it's a killer. This
there's no way to defend.
Yeah, this I knew. So knight d4, queen a2, also queen a1 is possible.
I think I even saw one game after f5 in the database.
Yeah. So, okay, I think normal for him is to play like queen d3, and then a5, and now to run with the king, and maybe engine find some draw, let's say king d2, queen b2, king e2, let's say a4, knight d2, and just rook c3, he just follows my queens out. Rook b1, queen a3, the queen is trapped.
Okay.
Maybe I can play on, let's say, okay, it's just level.
Yeah.
But of course, not easy to see. Because, okay, if he goes b3 now, he's again losing because of rook c3. And knight c3.
Okay, then you have bishop a3, bishop b4.
Yeah,
if he takes on c3.
I can do that also, but I think this is more precise. Bishop b4 first.
Yeah, okay, of course.
Then I take the queen.
Yeah.
So okay, f5, and now I don't know what should I do. I was thinking mainly between ef5, bishop a4, maybe bishop c5. But bishop a4, I was not sure.
I think computer said bishop a4.
But queen d3, I was not sure what I'm doing here. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't find a clear way to continue. I'm not sure how to proceed.
It's easy to just point out the computer move, but you have to find it yourself, So.
Okay, this looked logical. F5, rook f1, a5, knight f5. Here I was considered also bishop f8. But okay, has the feeling that I should be faster here. I mean, I should do something fast.
Yeah, white doesn't seem to have any big threats just yet.
Yes, rook a5, a4. Now I think initially he wanted queen d5. And maybe, okay, b3 I was considering, but for sure I would play rook c2 here. King c2, rook c8, bishop c5 is bit. Okay, if knight c3, just rook c3, so bishop c5 is pretty much forced. Rook c5, queen c5, bishop c5,
and bishop back.
I was considering some e6
Yeah.
Because But then just queen b3 check, king, let's say c1 to keep the threats, but bishop e3, and I'm full control.
Okay,
yeah. So I think he actually wanted to play this one initially. No, I don't know. This b3 also working?
No, I can't remember. It's something we looked at, you know, no computer, so...
Yeah. No, I wanted to take on c2. Okay, bishop d4, he went, a3 looked very logical, e6, and now I am starting to get a bit confused.
Yeah, I think e6.
Because f6 maybe was not the best. Initially I wanted to take on e6. Okay, rook g5 I saw, of course, I can take I want c2.
It doesn't seem to work, even if rook takes e2.
But my problem was, say, something like queen somewhere. Queen e3 was my problem.
Okay.
Or queen e2. And I was not sure of this position because he already has some threats.
So yeah, takes it to e7. Of course.
Yeah, I was not so sure. This was my problem. Yeah. Because this was my initial idea, but then...
I think the computer said e6 was the only move for white.
Aha, so he found it. Yes, I had a feeling he was defending quite well for a long time. So f6, queen d3, b3, rook f2. Okay, c3, queen a1. This was good for me, yeah. With ba3, bishop a3.
No, I wasn't sure. No, it's there's so many lines. We looked at some of them just didn't work. And
this is wait, sorry, this is mate, yeah. There's no need for queen a1. I'm very tired also.
Yeah,
but this is like
just mate.
This is just mate immediately. This is not working. Okay.
It's not the first time we hung mate on p2.
Yes. So okay, so rook f2. Yes, I was trying to make some f5 work, but I was not sure
but
again.
We're just pointing out that f6.
Yes,
no longer
this is my problem. So e6, his a6 was very strong. And now I'm starting to lose my way. Finally, I came up with this rook a4.
Yeah, that looked like it might have been a very good move.
Yes, because initially I wanted to play some queen a1, but then bishop b3, bishop a3, king d2, rook, and if rook c2, I thought he has to take, then I'm fine. But he can just run away the king.
Like this, just maybe king e1 and should defend.
Should defend, yeah.
He's blocking everything.
So rook a4 was principled, and he went to c3.
Yeah, can you maybe promote the line?
Yeah.
So we have it correct.
So okay, so yeah, maybe also queen e1. But queen e1, my problem was I couldn't make something work. What was it? I cannot make work.
No, I think we concluded that it doesn't work.
I just ba3 was my problem.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know how to follow up.
Let's because the king can start,
just king d2 and starts running, and then I have some problems. Yeah. So that's why I came. Okay, this was my initial idea, of course, when I played this queen d4. Again, if queen a1, something was not working again.
I think it's not working because he can.
He has some mating.
Anytime he play a2, he just defends it.
Maybe he could just take it. Maybe he could just take it. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And then some queen d5. So this was again principled what I played. Queen d5. And here, okay, I saw this bishop e3. I wanted to play
rook
d2, a b2, king d1, king b1, king e2, and now just h6. But I was not sure how to evaluate this.
No, it's completely crazy.
Yes.
Like.
I mean, okay, I'm defending everything, all threats, but still.
Maybe just king takes e3, or do you have something there?
King takes e3.
Rook takes e3 is there, of course, as well.
Rook c3 or queen e1, I'm queening.
But how do you like?
Total mess.
Total mess, you know.
But okay, I think it's easier to play for black at least.
Yeah.
I mean, the king will be quite safe on s7. Because this h6 was, I missed it for a long time. Because otherwise I'm simply lost here if I don't have h6. But finally I saw this h6. So okay, bishop f2. No, it was, he played queen d2, took on f2.
Yeah, I think...
or queen f4, what did he go? I don't know.
He played queen d2?
Queen d2 he went.
I think a takes b2 would have been the winning move.
Ah.
And then you take on f2.
Yeah, this was very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very easy. Because I saw him, he was surprised when I took on f2.
Yeah, he took 1 minute, yeah.
I mean, he was shocked. Yeah. So I realized I missed something, but I was not sure exactly what. No, because I saw this in advance, this queen a1.
Yeah.
With the rook c3 threats.
Uh-huh.
And he blundered with e5. If he takes...
I think if he takes on d5, he's not getting mated when you take on c3, so maybe he escapes in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't turned on the engine, so we don't know.
A2, Queen F5. Yes, I saw something like this, and here I was thinking to move something like just Rook E8, because I'm not in a hurry to take on B1.
Ah, yeah,
yet.
yeah, that's true.
And
maybe you can improve.
Or maybe I have a nice move like G6 first. So G6 to get rid of this queen. He has to go somewhere. I don't know. Queen D3 and then
Rook E8.
Rook E8. I don't know. Again,
that's crazy.
But okay, maybe it's just nothing. So I missed with. I missed that Bishop F2. Yeah. Spoiling a good game.
Yeah, I mean, it was very complicated. I think it's normal not to play a perfect game, but overall it was a very, very good game.
Yeah, after, he went this E7. Okay, he was very low on time, which is not surprising. So after I took, Bishop C5, Bishop D2 takes, Queen A1. Yes, E7, it's a blunder, unfortunately. Yes, probably he missed that here I can take on C3 and just finishing. No, BC3 wanted AB1.
AB1 first, yeah.
Yes, because I can take everything with 2 queens. Yeah, and that's, after that is basically over. After A2, just, he went E8, Rook E8, but okay, again, here he has no threats. I mean, even if it's turn to move, he's still completely lost.
The other line, at least, he had the pawn on E6 and maybe takes on D5, but now
it's just lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay, fantastic game. I mean,
thank you.
You're looking pretty good.
Yeah, let's see if I
probably white pieces tomorrow, but still a long way to go. I mean,
anything can happen in this tournament.
But thanks for showing the game.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
We'll now go on a short break and get Fiona back.
And we're back. It was fantastic to have Constantin Lupulescu in the studio showing us this brilliancy. I mean, for me, the game of the tournament so far. I didn't understand what was going on for large chunks.
But it's such a typical, very good game. Maybe one mistake, but such typical that chess players, they always want to have a perfect game. So he would be more upset about not playing 8x b2 and being happy with such a good game.
Absolutely.
But
so while Mr. Lupulescu was here in the studio, Erwin Lamy indeed did win the rook ending on board 4. Then Parligoas won, so good game for Romania. We already mentioned this. Jordan van Foreys lost this game against Kasakorli.
Okay.
I mean, it had already started turning around when we last saw it. So that's incredible. Jodin will not be happy tonight, but a very good win for Kasakorli.
The moment that we saw was when it was starting to swing.
Yes. And so what else did we have? So that's all for the top 10 boards, but then we had plenty more results below that. Alexander Fier lost his game to Quentin Loiseau, so that's a big win for the Frenchman with the black pieces. Maxime Lagarde, I just checked his position, is doing very badly. We can go to that in a second. What else did we not mention from here? Kanarek beat Giacomini. And then a few games on the lower board. Astelon Gupta Pritu, who had started so well, he's won his game against Ronan Le Goff. Gumi Kjartansson beat Björnsson. His friend from Kazakhstan, Alisher Suleimanov, beat O'Brien, or whatever you pronounce that. Tanya Sashdev won her game against Alan Walton, but Alan Walton will be a happy camper anyway, because like myself, he is a massive Liverpool fan, and they are up 2-0, so life is good.
Life is good.
Boros won his game against Suma Aurora, the wife of Gawain Jones, and that is all the results from the live boards. Alex Lopez on board 31 won his game against Krakovic, which is the last live board. So once again, a lot of games concluded. We'll start from the top. We'll start with the last game, which is still going on the stage, and that is Monsieur Grandelius against Eggy, David Eggleston.
Yes, but unfortunately for Eggy, it's not looking really good. I think Queen G4 was the last move.
Yeah, I actually in this game once again, when we were off air, I had a look at it with the engine. Eggy missed one incredible. We're not gonna analyze it, but on move 35. When Niels just played Bishop C5,
yes,
there was an incredible, once again, I don't understand why, but there was G5. An incredible equalizing blow.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because G2 is, and if you take with a pawn, I think on E5, and all of a sudden, the rook is active, you can come to E2 or E1. And if you take with the queen, then oops, that's a mouse slip. Then rook G7, and G2 is hanging.
So G5 would have been very, very nice. I mean, that would have come as a shock to Niels. And
yes.
The engine was just giving 0-0-0 there. Wow. So that would have been massive had he found G5.
That's a good position for some Jakob Ogard database of cheeky tactics. Okay, but instead he's now defending down 3 pawns.
Yeah, this will.
There's a slight chance because of the weakness of the light squares. I mean,
that is true, actually.
If you can get the bishop around at some stage and try to come in, but
yeah, maybe you're right. The more I look at this, maybe.
But what happens if
obvious.
I play E6 right now, though? Just
Bishop H5. Can I try that?
Oh yeah, because of course the queen is defending. Yeah, that's not a good move. I just missed that completely.
Yeah, still a lot of work to be done actually here for Niels.
Maybe he can. Yeah, maybe I was too quick to dismiss Eggy. I mean, for a computer it must be completely winning, but
I'm not even sure.
Having said that, there is some counterplay.
I mean, there's actually quite the more I look at it, the more counterplay I see. So this one, far from obvious. Good defense by Eggy.
Yeah, so okay, maybe this will actually.
Let's just let you know what the time situation is. Niels has been in the tank since reaching the time control, and he's already down to 17 minutes 27 for Eggy. So we'll come back to this one. Let's move on to board 5. Mr. Movsesian against Daniel Zadzikowski from Poland.
Yeah, Movsesian trying to recover from a disappointing loss in the last round against Lupulescu. So 2 consecutive very nice wins for Lupulescu. And Movsesian seems to be doing well. He's down the exchange, but he does have a very nice pawn on f7. But how can you improve from here, though? Because you can't move the knight because f2 hangs. You really want to get the knight into like the e6 square, but I don't see how you do it. Yeah. Black has f8 under control, b6 is under control. I don't know. Maybe it's just a position where neither side can do anything. Black can maybe try to play for g4. Play g5, g4 or g5, h5, g4. Yeah, maybe.
Shall I suggest an easy route out? We'll continue our tour and come back to this one after the tour is concluded to see if either player has come up with a plan. The next game to look at is Sabino Brunello, who joined us in the studio yesterday. And he's playing against Maxime Lagarde, and I've already seen this one, and it looks very good for Sabino, but for Maxime Lagarde it means that he's on the big danger of losing a second consecutive game.
Yes, so Sabino with white, and Lagarde is trying to...
Let me see. I was filming us with my camera. I would like to stop the recording, but... Thank you. That's enough vlogging for now. Quick look around at the studio. Live vlogging. Our producer, Huggy, in the corner. And that's you guys in the chat. And now we'll stop live vlogging. Ta-da!
So yeah, he wants to get to this pawn, but first he has to defend the bishop. So I'm wondering, does white need to do anything? Maybe rook, then g4. So let's say we push the pawn. Push him, baby.
You know what I did, Ingvar?
No, I don't.
Instead of stopping the video, I turned off the camera and I deleted the whole video.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I did.
Well, you just have to find something else then.
Oh no. This is tragic. My time lapse is gone. Okay, can you rock the show by yourself? I'll just set up the camera again. But it was so nice. I had it at the same exact angle as the previous video with Lupulescu. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute. You will hold the fort.
I'll have to hold the fort. Have we mixed up or?
Yes.
I think we mixed
Everything is going wrong. I'll just take off my mic. I feel like crying. You can restore it. But I don't think so. It's just gone. It's gone.
Why do you say it's gone?
No, but this is the Lupulescu video.
Yeah, and then you did another one after that, or?
Oh no, it's there. Okay. It's been a long day, Ed. I'm sorry.
Do you dye your hair or?
That's a bit harsh. Okay, it's there. I just got confused.
I think.
Okay, it's all good.
It's all good in the hood.
All good in the hood.
That's most important.
How can I?
But people are trying to help you in the chat. They're so nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
There are programs in the internet to
I was
restore
just
deleted
testing
video.
you guys. Thank you very much.
Frozen
All
says
good.
people will start thinking you're blonde, Fiona. Even if you delete it, it keeps it in the memory. You can still get it as long as you don't format the card. Mikey could be right there. I'm not sure.
It's probably right, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, I haven't really figured out what's going on here. Lagarde is trying to get to this pawn on h2. And do we have a move maybe, or to make things easier?
Yes. After h3,
He did play a5.
white play a5.
I thought that was logical.
g4
Logical.
and rook g6.
Rook g6, yeah. Okay. So, if he takes on h2.
Of course I want to take that pawn. I need to do something.
But then I play king f2, and you can never play g3.
Anything.
Can you? No, never ever.
Forever, ever,
Forever, ever, forever, ever. Okay, fair enough. You can't ever push the pawn, but it's black to move. Yeah. Okay, I can't move the bishop to take here, so I can only move the king. I push the pawn. I could push this, but maybe I'm getting mated. So let's say I just wait. a7. Still have to wait. And now I can even take here. Yeah. So isn't this just...
I think it's just game over.
Game over.
And
yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, so he has taken on h2 and king f2 is on the board. And this one will just be over.
Yeah, seems fairly... If you can look at it tired and figure it out logically, it should be fairly easy.
Very nice for Mr.
Sabino
Brunello. Sabino Brunello, who's, I just checked his result, he's undefeated in the tournament.
Yeah, 3 draws.
Yeah, 3 draws, and this will bring him back in contention. So as we mentioned, unless Eggy can somehow win his game, Lupulescu will be a full point clear of the field.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
Yo, Eggy has 5. Ah, okay, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so, okay, let's just see. Lagarde has played bishop e2 after king f2.
Bishop e2? Ah, okay, so his idea is, well... But...
Okay, so what happens if we take?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let's
thinking.
ask the obvious questions.
That could be like some kind of a stalemate trap. Because if I go for this, a6, g2, king f2, queens, stalemate.
So this is the idea. But if we take g3, can I not just even take it? Or am I
On g3,
being
a6,
retarded?
h2, no,
But
yeah.
I can't say it.
You want one move.
Silly
One
goose.
move behind. But I can play a6.
Yeah,
G2,
and g2.
a7 instead of king f2.
Yes, okay.
Or can I?
Okay, but
Can
okay.
I? Can I? Or am I just blundering into... I think my king is near enough that it's winning now.
It must be winning.
Yes.
This must be winning. Can we do the stairs method? I don't know if this is a thing here. Maybe it is a thing here. Can we somehow bring the queen?
See, I'm too tired to even... Okay, we have to go to the corner, give some check.
And then we just
Yeah,
go
then
closer,
we
no?
just give a check like this and something. Right.
Okay, this is...
Okay, yeah.
Brunello has taken, by the way, on e2.
Yeah.
Black played g3, a6, so we're going down this line. g2, a7
Yeah.
is on the board.
Okay. Okay, but okay.
And this will be... It's actually mate in 6.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So it should be over.
yep. I'll put the result in a bit prematurely. Okay, let's continue. I'll keep an eye on this one just in case something goes wrong, but I don't think it will go wrong. So the next game to still be underway is board 19, Johan Salomon from Norway against Julius Schitka, who started on one of the top 4 boards in round 1.
So Johan is trying to win this queen endgame of a pawn. Which way to take? Take with the pawn, take with the king.
What's the material?
It's up a
White
pawn.
is up a
Yeah.
pawn, okay.
But not the greatest pawn ever. I have a feeling I would like to take with...
What do you mean not the greatest pawn ever? He's up past h pawn, that's on
Yeah,
h5.
but it's hard to push through.
But I'm meaning if I take with the f pawn and push g4,
yes,
g5.
that's why I would like to take with the pawn. If I take with the king, I think it's not enough.
Because also it's very hard for black to activate his queen because we're covering c4, d3, e2 and f1. So he'd have to activate it along the a file, but then the king is going to be very safe on h3.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's...
And he took with the king.
I took with the king. Okay, he wanted shelter for the king, I guess. But having said that, I still feel like it's hard to make progress. But maybe I can just play h6 at some point with the queen, maybe on f4, something like this. Okay, black has to find a move first. Let's say like this, queen f4. Maybe even f3 first, I don't know. Okay, let's say queen f4, queen d3, and maybe now f3. And then push h6 and take on f7 maybe, could be an idea. But even there, you know, let's say I just move like this. Oh, I take with check, yeah, of course. So.
And if we
no,
drop.
but I can play here, and yeah, it's still take with check. So.
Yeah.
Okay, and I pick up some pawns. So maybe this is.
I think Johan Salomon should have very good winning chances here. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Next board is Aman Hambleton, who is still fighting against Louis Salle from France.
Okay, so we have a rook ending. Let's pop it up. Pop it up.
And don't you know? So
I fancy your outfit, Fiona. It projects the enigmatic you.
Yes.
Somebody already said that it's very sparkly.
Actually, it kind of matches. It's purple glitter, I don't know. Just to match it to your favorite sweater.
Yeah.
Because there's also been a comment earlier. It's just amusing.
I thought even when I had on a blue one, it looked purple. So it's not the.
So you thought, what's the point? I'll just go back to my favorite.
So I went back to my favorite. So it's just the equal material, and he's trying to push through somehow, but how? Maybe maybe check c5.
I mean, it's.
It looks Troyes though. I mean, even if we're winning this, the king should be able to attack this in the meantime. And okay, black to move. What if I just play?
I have many weak points in chess, but I think rook ending is maybe number one.
Numero uno.
See.
Let's say I start going, well, maybe I have to be careful actually. Because maybe I swing around now and let's just go for the race. Let's see how the race is. I don't want to calculate this, so let's just play it out. Okay, White should be winning this race.
Are you sure?
It's just a feeling.
Why don't we go closer with the king? Just...
Where? Here?
No, I mean for black. Why don't you go to g4?
Yeah, white could
because
white
there
could
will
also
be
go
check.
d6.
Sorry. Silly.
But the king was on d7, so then we can go to g4. So probably king d6 is better.
Yeah.
And white is winning the race. Whoops. Cost a pawn.
Yes. You are correct. You, my dear friend, are correct.
We're gonna win this race.
Meanwhile, one of the games that was still underway has concluded. Robbie Kevilishvili has won with the black pieces against Jagadish Siddharth.
You know, yeah, with the material being equal, it feels like it should be a draw, but you know, there's some slight problems.
Gonna go on for a bit longer, this one.
Yeah.
Only 3 more games for us to look at, then we'll quickly come back to Niels Grandelius for a final assessment on that, and maybe Moses here. But for now, let's go to board 27. Atle Freyr Christiansen.
Atle Freyr Christiansen?
He is still battling against Johann Sebastian Christiansen. But probably not for much longer. Because there is a little tactic on the board. Can you spot it? King takes b2. What is the black shot here?
We had this, and black took on b2, and it's black to move, and maybe he can play knight c2, threatening to queen pawn.
That was supposed to be a quiz.
I thought you were asking me. No. Now take the bishop.
And knight c2 is on the board, and this game will be over pretty much right now.
Is Cornet game's over? Somebody
No, he's still going. So let's go there, because this one I expect the result to appear in a second.
Yeah, he already played knight c2. Okay.
So this one will be game over.
So board number 28.
Also, it says that Lagarde is still thinking, but I suspect he resigned, so I'll just... Did I fill it in already? I already did. So Mathieu Cornet, who's had a difficult couple of days at the office, actually, did you see what happened to his wife yesterday at the European Women's Championship?
No.
You didn't see?
No.
It's actually one of the most insane things I've ever read. So she was black, and her opponent on move 14 as white played rook b1, and on move 16 she played the rook back to a1. And then 10 moves later, she castled queenside, which wasn't legal because the rook had already moved. And the crazy thing is, so if Diamante had realized, she would have had to move her king, and the only legal king move was running into mate in 1.
No.
And she ended up losing the game in 100 moves or something.
No.
It's insane. It's really insane.
Wow. Wow, we were.
So Mathieu Cornet. Do we have his game? Another rook ending.
He's trying to convert a pawn up.
It looks quite difficult to convert as well at first sight because the king is so out in the open.
Yeah, we can't go for the mating attack because we get mated ourselves after this. So he would have to probably pin his hopes on.
The Brunello game is now officially over.
Yeah. This could be tricky to win, or well, maybe the c-pawn is enough. I don't know. Who's it to move?
If I had to put my money, it's white to move after rook b1.
Mm-hmm. So what happens after like rook c2, rook here, and I push him, baby, and check, and I go here, and you give a check. I don't know, maybe. This one doesn't matter.
And rook g2. And okay, let's say descending.
Let's give a check first.
But can I play instead of rook c2, rook h2 here?
Yeah, I should probably play king g1 and get the pawn further first. Rook c2.
Apparently, according to 64 Hearts, king f2 and king g3 are both winning moves.
Okay.
I don't know how easy it is to determine that.
I'm not sure how if this ending is winning or not. So okay, let's say we temporize. See, okay, I have to actually protect the pawn. Check.
Also, if I was black, I would probably want to play h5 at some point and start swapping off some pawns. I mean, even on the previous move, maybe instead of rook c2, let's say, or I don't know if I could do it even earlier. Because I think every pawn that gets swapped off will be good for...
Yeah, and you probably don't want to allow h4,
actually,
so
yeah, that's a good point.
you're actually giving black some...
counter activity.
Perhaps, yeah, important counterplay. So when the king starts to run over, I can go king h4 and get counterplay. Yeah. So this is probably very difficult to win.
Yeah.
Is somebody saying king f2 on the first move, or?
I don't know in which.
Yeah, probably this one.
We'll leave Mathieu to figure it out. The last game we haven't looked at yet is our friend Bray Torfison on board 30. He's black task. Against Leon Piasecki, who's played here many times before. After that, we'll quickly go back to boards 2 and 5 before wrapping up this show.
So Bray with black. The last few moves were queen b1 check, king to g2.
And that is the position on the board.
Yeah, so Bray is up the exchange, but white does have 2 pawns for it.
The white king looks a bit dodgy, but how do we get to it?
Yeah, I don't see any way to administer a checkmate here. I mean, the feeling is that black should be better, but it's not so easy to do anything.
I agree.
h6 is under attack.
h6 would actually be checkmate.
Yeah.
If we don't do anything.
So let's say queen g6. Well, I didn't want to.
Ah, there we go. We have the players on camera.
Noise. Let's say queen g6. And I don't want to take because then I lose my knight, so I'd have to do something else. Maybe queen h4. But then I can play king g7. And your knight is lost. Although I can counterattack the other knight. So maybe it's better to play queen h3 here. Yeah. That's a much better square, and we have some checks here. If now king here, I can give you a check. And you'd have, and yeah, maybe you risk losing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna predict draw.
I'm gonna predict that Bray is gonna find a way.
Okay.
Okay, so quickly back to board 2. Niels, board 3, apologies. Niels Guandelius against David Eggleston. I'll give you the moves. I think you have the board up.
Okay, yeah,
let's
find it.
The second one from
Eggy.
Yeah.
I think I had another version here.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so in this position, after queen g4, Niels played queen d7, bishop h5, as we predicted, queen takes c6, queen e2 check, king g1.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an immediate perpetual check here, or no?
Bishop f3.
And then white is going to be forced to take the draw.
You might be.
Ah, no, you can get back to h3.
Uh-huh.
And then, no, but then I have mate on e1.
Queen f1.
I know, queen f1.
Yeah.
Okay, now this.
So let's see. King here, you want to play queen h3. And if queen e1 or queen d1.
And Liverpool full time 2-0 against Chelsea with goals by Mane and Salah. Fantastic news. Thank you very much to our producer. Apparently the second goal was incredible, the Salah goal. So I read somewhere. So looking forward to seeing the highlights.
Yeah.
Massive win.
A big win. Keeping pace with City, who won today. So you're what, 2 points behind, right? Or I think so.
Well, 1. I think we are 2 points ahead, but
2 points ahead, and City has one game in hand. Maybe they did not play there, or did they?
Yeah, I thought I was almost certain that City is one match behind.
Yeah, it seems like Queen h3.
Top of the league with two points ahead, but one game down, one game behind.
Yeah.
It will be an exciting final to the season.
Yeah, for sure.
So okay, let's find this perpetual. It looks like surely there must be. So wait, there's been so the position on the board.
Queen e2.
After king g1, Eggy played queen e1
queen
check.
Because why not?
And king g2.
And if queen e2, then bishop f2. Is this the position now?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
I've seen but also Letmot in the chat has also seen the move, unless he found it himself, in which case kudos. But bishop e2.
Bishop e2.
Threatening checkmate on f1.
Okay.
And apparently the best white.
He can't do this because check and bishop f3, and then you have to take the perpetual.
Mm-hmm.
White has to go for this one.
I mean, if Eggy finds bishop e2, which I suspect he will find, I mean, that looks quite obvious, because once you, first you look at queen checks, and once you realize there is no perpetual, you will start looking for alternatives. And then bishop e2 will be the first one that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, just one thing. Let's see how much time on the clock he has. 13 minutes should be enough to find bishop e2. And if he holds this, it will be a massive, big draw. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, meanwhile, I think Eggy, did you see that on the camera? I think Eggy just kicked Niels under the table because he sort of smiled at him and said sorry, and Niels said, it's fine. Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye on this. We might leave before it ends, but oh, no, let's not go anywhere. Movsesian against Sadisikovsky has ended in a draw.
Yeah, we thought there wasn't much of anything going on for either side.
No. And
so yeah, maybe wait for this move because it's on board 3 and it's important.
Absolutely.
We wait to see if Aki sees bishop e2 before we wrap up.
So we can already let you know that Lupulescu, who won what for me was game of the tournament against Alireza Firouzja, he is the sole leader on a massive 6.5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Full point lead. Behind him on 5.5, there's Gawain Jones, Hovhannisyan, and Eggy if he finds bishop e2. Also on 5.5.
And if he doesn't find it, then it will be Niels.
That's correct. So one of these two will be on 5.5. I don't think Eggy can win this unless Niels misses mate in 1.
Yeah.
So who else is on 5.5? Erwin Lamy, Parligras, Petrosian, a big group, Gupta, Kasakorli, and Quentin Loiseau, and Sabino Brunello.
Okay. So tomorrow's matchup will be crucial on board 1.
Absolutely crucial, yeah. If
somebody will need to beat Lupulescu.
If Lupulescu can win tomorrow with the white pieces, he will be the tournament winner with a 1 to spare. A performance I can only remember. A similar performance by Erwin Lamy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And actually, it would be quite funny if they played each other tomorrow. But they're on the same
Unlikely,
colors.
they have the same colors, so...
If Niels wins, probably Niels will play Lupulescu.
Yeah, but it's looking
like... no, Gawain Jones. Gawain Jones, have they played yet?
I don't think they have.
They played yet? I also don't think.
Then it would be
no,
Lupulescu white against Gawain.
I think it will definitely be
that would be interesting
because
Gawain, Gawain will go for the win with black, and I think we will see another very interesting game.
Absolutely. So
it's tough, you know.
Eggleston is thinking. Bry has made progress while we speak.
He played rook g6. Yeah, that was probably a much better choice. To have the queen free.
Only 5 games left on the live boards. And let's see. Aman is looking like he will be held to a draw. Okay, now is your time. If there's still, it says there's still 1,300 people watching, but the chat is dying down. Do you have any questions for Monsieur Zibet?
Monsieur.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you. But why is he thinking for such a long? They both have 9 minutes.
I guess he's trying to see if he can find an immediate perpetual, and once he realizes there isn't one, then he will play bishop e2.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Okay, TJG is asking, what about bishop g4?
Instead of bishop e2.
But then what's your threat after bishop? No, I think he's saying, here, what about bishop g4? But I don't understand. What's your threat? No, even bishop h, no.
No.
There's no threat.
Maybe now I can just come back and defend. And then I push him, baby.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you need to strike now, and bishop e2 at least has the threat of queen f1 checkmate, Czechoslovakia, Peter check.
So the time situation, Eggy is now down to 8 minutes, 9 minutes for Nils Grandelius. Will he find? What do you reckon? Will he find bishop e2?
Yeah, it's Eggy, he's on fire. He's won 5 games in a row, right?
He is on fire.
He lost in the first round.
And
then he
is on fire.
Eggy.
Eggy.
Oi.
So once again, just in case anyone in the chat thinks that I'm making fun, no, Eggy is a good friend and teammate of mine. He is one of my best friends, so I'm feeling pretty...
But he's like making a good example. I mean, you come to like a big open tournament, you play the first round, you lose against somebody rated 400 points lower rated than you. It's so easy to just give up, you know, go to the bar and, you know, feel bad about yourself. But he
just came back.
He just came back 5 in a row, and now he's on the verge of...
On the rest day, he didn't play the Fisher Random. He went on the Golden Circle Tour, which he enjoyed very much, he told me. So making the most of his stay here. But it's crucial that he finds Bishop E2, because there is no other immediate... Maybe there are other ways to hold it, but I think Niels will manage to be in time to regroup if he doesn't find Bishop E2. And he will be lower on time, so I think this is really a crucial moment.
64 hearts has summed it up correctly. Bishop E2 forces white to perpetual, otherwise white most likely wins. Because otherwise I just bring the queen back and I'm stopping the perpetuals. Or play h3 or something at some stage.
Down to 6.5 minutes. They're discussing something. What's happening? What was that?
I don't know, that was really weird. It was like, did he kick him again? Or?
I don't know.
Could you stop kicking me?
Something weird happened there.
No, but the fact that he's taking so long, I mean, I'm starting to get worried that he won't.
The thing is, it's always so tempting to give a check and then find another check and find...
You're like queen e2, check, and then, okay, what's the next check?
And Torres is saying they aren't normally allowed to talk. Yeah, I don't think they talked. I think something weird happened. I don't know. Ah, that's maybe true. Maybe Eggy asked Niels to stop fiddling with the pawn. If he was fiddling with the pawn, that would be something that might annoy Eggy. Okay, time situation. Now down to 5.5.
He's spent a lot of time now.
He's been in the tank for 10 minutes. No, it wasn't a draw offer, that's for certain. You cannot offer a draw while it's your move, and Eggy knows that. No, I suspect that Terrific Teddy is probably right.
He should be, he is terrific, so.
Under 5 minutes now for Eggy. Once again, it's crucial that he finds Bishop E2. Let's just say, let me think, he's saying after King H3, then Bishop G4.
Okay, let's try to be really ambitious, and maybe we are risking losing here, but I don't believe we are. But what's the issue here? Queen D2.
The thing is, probably it's easy.
Queen D2, turning H2.
And after H3, Queen H2?
No.
Oh, very nice.
Very tricky, double attack.
Nice.
But wait a minute, this will be a way to lose because we don't have perpetual.
Oh. Oopsie daisy.
Eggy. No, Niels is never going to do that. So.
4 minutes on the clock for Eggy.
Yeah, so Bishop G4 forces the king back to G2 and then we go back to E2.
Also, apparently after King H3, Queen F1 is just winning. If White plays King H3 here.
Queen F1.
We can play Queen G2 because of Bishop G4. And here. Maybe Bishop G4 now?
Bishop G4 and H3 is...
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is not gonna happen.
No. So basically two ways to win, it seems, against King to H4, so... King to H3.
3 minutes and a half for Eggy. Taking his sweet time.
Trying to make it exciting. Eggy, I'm hungry, make the goddamn move. Make the goddamn move! Do it now! Come on! You can do it!
I'm getting a bit nervous for Eggy here. He doesn't even look like he's about to make a move.
Oh, it's... Is he awake? Up! Oh,
Oh, no, he played it.
No!
It was a queen. He played a queen. Oh.
Eggy.
Wrong
How do
piece.
you not find bishop e2 for thinking that long?
Wrong piece to e2. And now what's he gonna play? Now he took on d3.
How do you miss that?
Ay, 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 ay.
Wow. That's a huge miss. That's a huge miss.
And 64 hearts are saying game over. But how is it even game over?
And now
Checks are just so bloody tempting.
I know, but now you just start pushing.
Push him, baby.
I mean, I have this diagonal under control. It takes you a long time to get this bishop over to the diagonal. And how do you? Well, that's actually not too long, but but I can play e6, and then it takes you a long time, right?
Yeah. Push e6, baby, is saying 64 hearts are. ef7 is saying dinner's not coming soon then.
I need to eat. What's even the idea for black now? Bishop e2, h3 even. Let's hit bishop e2. But even e7. And this just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Make a queen and...
yeah, and the bishop, it's crucial that the queen on c6 is controlling this diagonal.
yeah, it made it. Yeah, e6 looks like the move here. And I don't see.
So 8 minutes on the clock for Niels Guendelius and just under 4 minutes for David Eggleston.
I think we can write it off now, or do
Wrap
you?
it up.
Yeah.
Predict the Niels win.
And write off Eggy's chances.
Yeah, that was a massive miss.
It's a huge miss.
Huge miss.
Very important for the tournament, actually.
Yeah, agreed. So most likely it will be Niels Guendelius, not David Eggleston, to join the group on 5.5. On that note, we will bid you farewell. We'll be back tomorrow with all the action from round 8. Only 2 rounds to go. We have a sole leader, full point clear of the field, Constantin Lupulescu. Tomorrow the round starts 2 hours later than it did today and yesterday. So the round starts at 3 p.m. GMT, meaning we will be here at 5 p.m. GMT. So thank you for watching. We crossed 2K today, which was fantastic. Thanks to each and every one of you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.